Hello and welcome to yet another edition of the Sustainability Track here on African Renaissance TV with me, Mohamed Bibaji. Today's topic of discussion is why graduates can't find jobs. This is a topic that is of interest to every stakeholder out there, and job search is one of the most important things that we as human beings would need, not just graduates. And then to have a conversation around this today, I have a very important guest that will help us talk about the nitty-gritties of this topic. And before we go further, I will give him some quite a few seconds to do a self-introduction, and from there we can kick on. Mr. Kohli, welcome, and thank you for accepting our invitation to come on to the Sustainability Track here.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for having me, Mohammed. Like he said, Salman Kohli, the former president MDI and the student union, and currently the GAM Jobs Administrative Manager and Sales as well. Good to be here.
Thank you once more. The topic of discussion here, why graduates can't find jobs. When you look into the university graduates, in this country we have very many universities now. Universities of graduates generally will tend to spend about 4 years or some 3 to 4 years pursuing their professional courses and then the academic courses as well from the universities. With the hope that upon completion they will find a swift way into the job market, and this is an important thing for them. And you can see the enthusiasm as far as finding jobs are concerned. But then this pride and then joy tend to end immediately these graduates start to enter the job search process. And then it could be frustrating. Some can be confused, others can be frustrated when the process takes longer than usual. So today like you are here to help us establish what are some of the challenges, some of the problems, and then possibly the way forwards that graduates would have. And then the first question that we would like to start this with, we want to understand what are some of those ways, some of those mistakes that graduates would tend to do in terms of job search.
Thank you so much. I think, Mohammed, this is a very important topic to discuss and also to enlighten the general public out there. You know, like you said, the job search and the job market is very stiff now, because imagine just recently the graduation or completion of the university student, and not only Gambia do not have only the university, we have other institutions. You know that now 30 institutions, including the MDI, including GTTI, including although GTTI is also part of exactly. Not only that, and also other private institutions as well. So the graduates are coming, and the job market, I say, is very stiff. The employers are looking for the soft skill, not only what you know in the classroom. If you are lucky now to be called for an interview, know that you are a giant, because mind you, not only you'll apply for that position, there will be another 500,000 to apply. GAM Jobs platform is huge, you know how it is. So applicants apply, people with master's degrees, people with huge job experience. Now, how do you think you can convince us for us to absorb you? This is a problem we're facing. And the number one thing that the mistakes that the youngsters experience, that they use on the graduate phase, is that applying for the right position or applying for the right job is very, very key. If we are, for example, Gambians, we advertise, for example, we are looking for sales manager, administrative manager in the Comium or let's say AfriCell, and you don't even read in the job description, the JD, you are not aware. Gambians, we don't read. Mind you, because if you see the number of applicants that we have and the number that we reject, you'll be very surprised. You'll see someone with a huge qualification, but the person could not get experience, or not even experience, will not be even lucky to be part of the one that we shortlist for interview.
People don't tend to understand the job description before applying.
And also, number one, that is number two, let the youth, the graduates, they are graduating for Christ's sake, they can read and they can write. Let them read the JD and the responsibilities, everything before they apply, and let them know how to apply. The application process also is another problem. We don't want to see your CV hard copies. We put everything online. You apply online. No need for you to come to offices. world is growing. You understand? So development now,
You need to catch up to the development
of
needs
course,
of
of course,
people.
you've gone to school, so especially you get the BSc or HND and other diploma programs, so you can easily apply job through online. You find it very difficult. You see people calling, "Hello, GAM jobs. I saw this, but I don't know how to apply." The first question I'll be there, which school are you? I'm a graduate from university. That is the same. That's totally automatically disqualify you. We don't even call you for an interview. You don't know how to apply this kind of thing. And sometimes they have their lectures online. How comes you don't know how to apply? These are the challenges that they face. They apply wrongly. Sometimes, if we advertise job, this is the person that we are looking for. In the subject matter, we sometimes we spoon feed them, put everything that by applying, make sure you put your subject matter, the person that you are applying. So that when we see the email, we know exactly it is
What are
professional.
you applying for?
Sometimes you know what they will do? They will screenshot their certificate and send to us. How comes? Even though sometimes you see, nice qualifications that there, but the instruction that they
The
follow,
mode in which they are applying, it does not really match what is required and what has been
this is
asked
the
for.
problem. That a lot of we can talk about, we can talk here for 2 weeks, but we will not complete it. It's a challenge to them.
And that is important, because that application process is an important thing. Upon studying for 4 years and then
Definitely.
graduating, and then you're expecting to have a swift flow into the job market, marginal errors like this, like not having the right applications, not understanding the job description, or missing out on key items such as the position you're applying for.
Right.
Like some tend to say, other people, most people now, graduates for instance, would be using a single CV to apply for every position they are applying for in different institutions.
That's very true.
Can that also be a problem?
That's very, is part of the 100 among the 100 problems, because mind you, your CV is sent for a specific person that you're applying for. So CV is not generally this one CV that you can represent and apply for millions of jobs. No, we are looking for a specific, for example, a general manager. Okay, prepare your CV in relation to what you are applying for. You understand? So these are the things that they will not learn inside the classroom. So that, for example, the employers supposed to learn. That's what GAM just doing. Sometimes you see that we provide this recruitment for them, in training for them, for them to know how to tap this job, because it's very stiff.
That is important, because this marginal errors shouldn't really cost someone
Absolutely,
after
absolutely,
having
absolutely.
those huge years of struggle and then hardship, and then this should be, upon graduation, this should be a time when one should enjoy the fruits of those academic struggles.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that is important. And the next question would be, what are the reasons why graduates struggle to land jobs? This is like from an external perspective. What is it that the employers are really looking for? Because there is a case that most graduates are not really certain with their majors. People are graduating in fields that they don't really belong to. Can this be a problem?
Of course, my boss. Career counseling is not very important at an early stage. It's not just because you see some of the applicant, you graduate from the university, you don't even know what job are you looking for. You call, I want to be employed. What job? What was I? For me, any job, I can do any job. That is a big mistake that they. So they don't even know what they are doing.
Jobs?
Now, imagine if we absorb those kind of individuals. For example, they graduate from accountancy. Let's say accountancy, of course, and you don't have certain skills in you that you can be able to, to realize your potential. This is what you can do, and you don't perform up to expectation. We are not giving jobs, we are not recruiting people. For example, the world is advanced at a stage that we don't want to waste the time taking someone from the university and we come and train you again for another 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. We'll be doing your job for you. We want a smooth transition, bringing you and you come and deliver, obviously. But employing you, giving you a job, a role, a job that will be the one to even serve, we give you a certain task, a few tasks. You cannot do it every day. And you expect, and that cannot even dictate the salary that we're going to pay you. Number one, imagine GAM jobs that we hired someone as a sales marketer, for example, a marketer. The first interview that we ask the person, we just open a platform, a question, a session. you have any question, the first that is that how much is the salary? You know, it's painful. These are some of the things that we need to enlighten them. Job is not only about, okay,
It's not
I
the,
want you. You have to have the enthusiasm that I need this job and I want to learn and grow in this particular house. That is the house that you belong
that's
to.
one of the first things you establish to get to
Establish,
the
understand?
interviewer.
That will give us the insight that, okay, probably it can be a good potential. Let us see what to do. But you don't have such a soft skill. These are the things that we look into in the candidate. The soft skill is the most important that we are looking for. We don't want to see your A's and the nice or summa cum laudes. We don't want it. The employers, even if you have summa cum laude, that will not convince us to give you
It's
the
not.
job. I'm telling you the fact, because the candidate will not understand this. Some of them, you will see they screenshot their qualifications and send, maybe their qualification is unmatched. Exactly, that will not qualify you for that position. No, you want to see that soft skill in you, the leadership in you, your emotion, your hard work, that task, either you are willing to work and sacrifice to what expected. These are the things that we are looking for.
So it's important for a graduate to understand the employer's need during the interview process.
Perfect.
It's important because I'm looking at the competition level that we face out there. There are many thousands of people graduating, like we said at the beginning. That the University of the Gambia, for instance, is graduating in thousands. The Management Development Institutes is graduating in hundreds.
Absolutely.
You have the International Open University, the American International University, plus many more private institutions that we have here. So joining this competitive market, it's an important way for you as a graduate to go with a distinct skill. It's like you telling the employer, this is what I can do for you, instead of what can you do for me instead.
Mind you, for example, I do always emphasize this if you have a training, because we do have a training regionally, go NBR, LLR, to make sure that to create this awareness for them. I always tell them, for example, I sent my application to any other banks and they call me for an interview. Wallahi, that bank will give me the job, because they want to hear, the employer want to see, why do we call for an interview? If you ask yourself, put yourself in employer's shoe, that is the first thing that you will really to learn or to even express the ideas, to expect, to convince them. That is a marketplace for you. Sell your agenda so that they can buy. It's a politics. Now, I will even tell them, okay, number one for me, I'm a, social worker, not only social worker, I'm also a youth activist, I'm also a leader, I'm also in the community, I'm serving as that, this and this and this, and to know that I have a platform where I can sell your bank. And number two, I can also be able to convince most of my communities or locally or even in the school to open a bank account in your bank. Those are the things. They don't want to see whether you have A's or summa cum laude, but what can you bring? They are very selfish.
It's like, what do you have that you can bring?
That's what we want to hear.
Instead of the grades I have or the certificates.
It's funny. It's funny. Academics, our academic system only teach us how to become job seekers, but not job creators. So if we fail that sector, let us also learn how to make sure we tap these job seekers, their interest. We must know it. Employers want to see whether you can bring benefit value added to our company. That's all. That is the only thing we are calling you for an interview, whether you can win that or not. Not only you A's and B's. I'm telling you.
That is an important thing. Employers are really looking for what you can add to them instead of what you can take from them. That's the first thing they ask themselves. And like you said, whenever a graduate or a job applicant puts him or herself in the employer's shoe, you tend to understand the employer's need. And then that is a very good step in the right direction. So would you agree if I say the graduate job market is demanding more of skills, applicants with digital skills or soft skills, and then whilst our system is delivering degrees or degree holders that don't really tend to satisfy this need?
Absolutely, I agree 100%. This is why GAM Jobs always provide soft skill training to other institutions, UTG, MDI. We do have it. Even 2018, 2019, we provided soft skill training for them, because this is is a key. It is not only inside the classroom that will mold you or prepare you to job market. No, our curriculum, need to be revisited. That's very sure. So you know that one we've been singing curriculum, but still, but for us, we must be prepared. opportunities are there, but it is only there for those who have been prepared and those who are prepared. But now, if the academic sector or academic system is teaching us how to become a job seekers, to be seeking job, to be seeking jobs, and we, the employers, are looking for few things, elements that are not lectured inside the four corners of the classroom. Of course, we need these soft skills so that you can implement, you can take our company to another level. That is why we always ask, you see, the employers will ask this during the interview, during the 5 year, what do you see yourself? You understand? So these are the few questions. It's very important. We want to know your interest toward the company. Your interest, what will you find some crazy answers in the 5 years time. Where do you see yourself? You think it's funny or is a cheap
Yeah.
question? You see some answers they say in the next 3 years or 2 years time, I want to travel to US to pursue my.
It's like you are telling the employer that I wouldn't be here.
Thank you very much.
And, and,
These
and,
are the
and, and that is important for an employer to establish employees that would be there at least for the long run.
Thank you very much. These are the things that you're supposed to understand. We interested to know whether you'll bring value added to this company. Even if the CEO or the manager is not there, you will stay and work. We even want you to work extra hours. Even you can sleep in the company. That's what we even want. Employers, we are selfish. So we want you to show us that, to convince us it's a marketplace for you. Market yourself, your agenda, your ideas.
So that is important for an applicant or a graduate searching for a job. It's important you understand this, that whenever you are on the verge of applying for a particular position or you are at an interview platform, what you give out and what you can do for the company becomes the most important thing.
Perfect.
Those are words that
Absolutely.
should be noted.
Absolutely.
So is it safe to say that a degree alone nowadays is no longer sufficient, it's no longer enough, that employers or recruiters are seeking for job seekers that have other competencies or beyond the degrees and beyond the papers alone?
That's very true. I agree because checking the degree alone, man, we all have little sisters and brothers at home. So thinking they graduate from grade 12, have no experience in the market or they have no experience, go through university. 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, they are done. 4 years, they are done without any experience, no set of skill, and it's very many now. Because in the university, you see youngsters are graduated with a BSc, a degree. They have a degree in this, but without much experience.
That is not backed by experience.
Thank you
So it's like
very much.
they are not ready made for the market.
Thank you very much. So that is not preparing them. In as much as we are that we are getting the graduates like this, I will even advise them. For example, during your studies, engage yourself in the community development. Engage yourself in the leadership. Engage yourself in even if it's going to be a voluntary service. Engage yourself in those things. That gives you ideas, and that gives you even at least a huge percentage for us to consider you. Okay, is I've been doing this before. Upon completion, I think it might be something that we can consider. Those helps a lot, but not only the degree, because we've been given job position to degree holder. They could not do the job. So what is the essence of the degree that we say now? It is very sad.
Those are important ones. And then okay, so these are all challenges that that can affect a degree holder or a graduate in his or her pursuit of a dream job.
Right.
But on the other hand, now I want to look at the other side of it, and what is it that the system that we have here as a country, what is it that we can do to ease this process? Because if we are saying the institutions are really not preparing, our educational institutions are not preparing graduates to be ready-made for the market at an individual level. What must a graduate do within your course? This is before, in fact, you graduate. What are some of the things that would be advisable from you that students should do?
Yes. Number one, for me, I will not talk about government. Let government revisit the curriculum. Now, let us see these things. Let the individual, let's take it as individual. Our social media platform, for example, you're using Facebook, I'm using Instagram. Let them look professional. It counts a lot. For example, before giving you a job as well. We don't want to see, for example, your Facebook, we are seeing your bounty, killer bounty. It's not. We are not saying always you post your job on a tie and a suit always at the office. No, we don't. But let it be professional. Sometimes it counts a lot.
That's
Go to
important.
LinkedIn. Exactly. That's it. That sells. It sells you because you know first impression matters. It is very important. The profile yourself is very important in the job market now. You see the job site, for example, this job site, let them visit this and upload their CVs there. The CV is the paper version of you. If you cannot talk a CV, your CV will represent you. You understand? So let it be very okay, the standard, and fine. Upload them in the so that you see someone contact you. That okay, these are the things you have. We have this job offer that match the qualification. We want this for you. Please come on board. These are very important.
So it's important people should prepare themselves, develop yourself, and then if it is possible to network into is important, not just
Right.
within at personal level.
Right.
Even with the social medias, it's important
Right.
to engage people and then get to learn more about that.
Mm-hmm.
But how important would it be to have like mentorship or career guidance at various institutions, especially at the academic institutions? Would that be important?
Yes, it is. It is helpful because that is very important because that will guide them on which course and what to do upon graduation. That molds them because even graduate they find it very difficult. After graduate, they don't even know what to do now. You know, but imagine if you have a mentor, you know, so a counselor who will be counseling and guiding you. You find it very easy to smooth transition.
Those are interesting facts. And so, what I will do,
So
it's
whether
an
it's fair
interesting
or not.
conversation on that to have. And then, but before we head on from this, I want us to take a quick break, and then from there we can continue this discussion here.
Thank you.
Welcome back from that short commercials. If you're watching us, wherever you are watching us from, rather, this is the Sustainability Track. I'm coming your way from the African Renaissance TV. And today, our this topic of discussion is why graduates can't find jobs in the job market. So this is an important topic that we are really talking about here. And I have Mr. Salman Kohli here, who is helping me form a good conversation around this. Mr. Kohli, so those are important things. We first try to establish the problems that graduates face as far as job search is concerned. But from where you work from, that is the GAM jobs, how important is an institution like that in this process to facilitate the job search process of graduates?
Yes. You know, you see, like all the activity that Gambia's doing to make sure that to prepare the graduates so that they can be easily absorbed in the job market because
Okay.
we know that most of them are not prepared because all the advert that we share to even get the right candidate is difficult and also the competition is stiff. You understand? So what we do most of the time, the recruitment and the training and especially on the CV and cover letter, these are important. We think that okay, we think that they might not be contribute, they might contribute a factor, but
But
they are the most,
they are important ones as far as the process is
of
concerned.
course, because if you apply in the job, we are not seeing you, we don't know who you are. You only send your CV. So meaning the CV will represent you, is the paper version of you, so who you are. So if we see in the CVs like other you using those email bountykill@gmail.com, those can disqualify, those are something that we even consider. They are important. So meaning if we try to lecture or even give them those training inside how to get job easily, to train them, and even we giving them some allowances to go home. And also, Gramjep is doing, for example, the Korean, for example, the returnees, those even coming from the back way, they find it difficult also to get job here. Imagine, we are here in the Gambia, we find it difficult to get job. We are emotionally okay, even though we are traumatized, job is difficult. Imagine compared to someone that they even deported here. How will that person feel? To even match that qualification to get job in this country. So we try to factor those in as well. We give them some incentives. Also, we hire them. For example, we give them some priorities that applications are open. For example, if they send in, if they want driving, gardening and other things, we give it to them because we know that they need it. And but before giving it, we provide a recruitment for them. That is why we have a RIP, we call it RIP project. The Retoni coach in this project. It's not only centered in the western region here as well. We went to Mansa Konko, and Basse, all this region, especially, and also we do the orientation at GIZ at Westfield. That's what we do normally have training for them so that they can be prepared. They know some of the things that they can be easily absorbed in the job market. Even we know that it is difficult for them to create, to be themselves as the job creators. We know it is very difficult. Yes.
But those are important steps because it's like you're not just facilitating the job search process of graduates or individuals of all categories, but then you also go a step ahead to say you want to develop them, you want to prepare them for the next jobs that they can have. Like that involves doing some soft skill trainings for them. Those are important things. But there is this question that's just clicked that I want to ask here is, would you say following up on emails or on applications as a relevant factor as far as applications is concerned? Like, would one need to just apply and stay off, or you would need to do constant follow-ups to know what is the status quo of your applications in an interview process?
Yes, follow up is also very important. For example, you send your application, and even not that you are lucky to call for an interview. Upon interview, you do normally send follow up. Even before interview, you send application, send email to even check whether your application has been put, or that position you applied has been shortlisted already. It's also important because we do consider that as well. And also, even if you call for an interview, after the interview, I advise candidate to send thank you messages, and also
Okay,
in
like a
the
message of appreciation.
exactly, because those are the things that factor in as well. You send those messages, and in the 2 days, 3 days, 4 days time, then you do some follow, and also reintroduce yourself. Whatever you write in, make sure it's a good piece. Write in a sort of a reminder. That also helps a lot because employers do forget. Probably those can be factors that
That
we
can
consider. Yes,
make you stand out
of course,
amongst the rest.
of
So
course,
that is
of
important.
course, of
Not
course.
just following up, but then it's important to be in constant contact with an
Right.
employer in the process. Like from what I can understand in this is the application process is not just a one-time thing. It's a process,
Right.
something that you have to do. It
Right.
involves follow-ups, it involves
Right.
appreciation, it involves a
Right.
whole lot of things.
Right.
Those are important.
Right.
But now looking at this at a country level, what are some of the things that we must do as a country, as a nation, the Gambia? What are some of the things that we can do to ease this process of applications for not just graduates, but people that are in search of jobs?
Yes. For example, I will take it example from GAM jobs. Job application, even the graduates find it very difficult to get job. What GAM jobs did, created another initiative called domestic workers. Because we know that the job advert that we do share, they will not capture those that did not get the BSc, those that did not get any high school qualification or diploma. So how are we going to get them on board so that they can feel themselves in those job applications? So that's what we call domestic workers. So that is nannies, drivers, the caretakers, and the securities and the likes. So they come to GAM jobs. For us, if you come to GAM, you cannot prepare your CV. You come to GAM, we prepare CV for you, a standard CV for you, because most of them they find it very difficult to write a standard CV. Even though CV doesn't have this a format, of course, that we all know, but your CV is supposed to be standard as well.
Standard.
You understand? So they come there and we provide CV for them. We write CV for them, good CV. So institutions calling us because we are the number one job current network here, job network in this country. So organization institution will call, they need drivers. So we check in the best CV and we help, because that is our contribution. That's what we have to do to this nation. We know that the job opportunities, they are stiff in this country, like how bag of rice is expensive, sugar is expensive, the same way like the job market is stiff. It's expensive. Imagine you and I, for example, having the same qualification. You have BSc, I have BSc. We grad in the same class, the same level. You have honors, I have honors. You study the same program,
Exactly.
and we're applying for the same position. How are we going to ascertain that we give this job to this person? So it's difficult. It's difficult, Mohammed, to be honest. Sometimes we feel the calls that I receive daily, a day, is huge. CUG, I don't even bring it. If you call, you don't own it. If you own it, you will see calls. Hello, is this Gam Jobs? I'm looking for a job. What kind of job are you looking for? Any job. So it's any job, and you call yourself a graduate. You don't know what you want, and you don't know where you're heading to. That is why the characters you said there is very
It's
eminent.
important.
It's
It's
time
important.
they don't even know what they want.
People should know what they want to do, what careers you want to pursue before you in fact graduate. That's an important part. It's important to establish that I am studying political science, I am studying
Absolutely,
medicine, I am studying finance, whatever you are
absolutely,
studying.
absolutely.
Mentorship and then guidance are things that we should inculcate in our systems. Even if we don't have it formalized at individual levels, I think it's important
Of
that I
course.
look at someone to say, okay, you are my mentor. I'm going to seek for advice from you. And then you ask questions a lot of times. Those are important steps that one can do.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely,
It's it's
absolutely.
it's it's relevant. Okay, so we don't intend to make this a long
Right, right,
conversation, but
right.
it's an important one that we must talk about. Okay, so but when you look at this, maybe before we can end this, we want to talk about the hopes that can be there. As frustrating as job search can be for a recent graduate, particularly, what advice would you have for graduates generally?
The graduates, as I mentioned earlier on social media, to be professional, let us take this seriously. You see, most of the job sites now, even Gambia, the labor, the laborers, they are trying to bring the same thing. The PMO, the jobs, they are not. For example, you don't necessarily come to the office. Oh, office, I want to apply. You time will come in this country. All applicants will be online. I don't know whether you get the point. We will not going to see your CVs, hard copies, no. So, and if you apply through CV online, sometimes we even consider knowing who you are on your social media profile as well to see who you are. Even the resident scholarship you apply, even the conference you want to attend, they dig into your. Sometimes they ask you attach your Facebook link, your Instagram link. They want to see who you are. So those counts a lot. Update, let them update their social media. We are not saying always your office works or office awares or suit and cost, no, but what we are saying, make it a little bit professional. It's very helpful. And also make sure you do upload your CVs on this job sites. There are jobs available in this country, but those jobs are there for only those who are prepared, only those who have been prepared. Number three, let them learn some skills before graduating. If you only have your BSc, mind you, you stand few percent chance to be absorbed in any job opportunity places in this country. We want to give the job to someone who will just come and job and continue. But we don't want you to be here. We will train you for 1 year. Even you cannot do any job. Have that skills in you. That is number three. Number four, make sure that you have the soft skill as well. These are the things that we want from you. We don't want much from the, just have this little thing and you can bring the value added in our company. That's the only thing that we want from you.
That is impressive. It can look so simple theoretically, but it takes a huge step and then
Right.
huge task.
Right.
And but this is something that I believe personally that any graduate can be able to do. After spending 3-4 years of
Absolutely.
academic struggles, this is important to value in those soft skills, like you said, and develop yourself and comport yourself as far as your life is concerned.
It's
It's
concerned.
important to make sure you know what are the requirements of as far as employment is concerned. What are employers looking for from an employee, a potential employee to be? If understanding these things would go a long way in
Absolutely.
reaching out to your goal. So that is
Absolutely.
important. And then,
Absolutely.
as frustrating as it might look, one can tend to get frustrated, and then some might try to give up on their
Right.
chances. But then it's important to go for it. And I think one thing that we didn't mention is the issue of taking up chances. There is a case that most people will argue that you see many graduates would tend to want to graduate and then bump into that job, ultimate job they want to be. You cannot just graduate immediately to become to apply for the role of a finance manager, for instance, when you don't have an experience. So I think that goes a long way to say on
Yes.
what you said earlier. It's
Yeah.
important. You don't have those
Right.
experiences.
Right.
So it's also important sometimes to take a step. Start with a job, gather a little experience within the few years, and you're able to kick on to the next level.
And we consider that a lot, the experience, because these are something that we consider, your education, experience, soft skill. Experience matters a lot. Sometimes you will see that you'll have a BSc in this position. We for example, we advertise a specific position and the qualification is BSc. And you apply, you have BSc, and someone apply with HND, close to that. We sometimes you'll be surprised that we give to HND, not even BSc. Because we consider the skills and we consider the experience as well.
That the other
I
the
don't know you
HND
understand.
holder would have.
Perfect.
That you the
You know,
BSc holder do not
yes.
have.
This job market now is difficult because you advertise one position, thousands
And you see,
apply. You understand? And now BSc is just, I call it BSc like Chicherela. I don't know whether you understand. Everyone is having it. How sure are you and how can you defend yourself that you're the right candidate for this position? How can you convince us if we have the same qualification? And for example, we may have zero experience. And who will I employ? Who will I give the job to? So that even help them to prepare themselves before open graduation. That's helped a lot. That is why these leaderships, they are important. Engage or involve themselves in this community development, it's also helpful. It's very important. Attend, make sure you attend some conferences. They are also added value, and also on your soft skills as well. If you don't have a mentor, try and look for
get a
one.
mentor. All right, those are important ones that anyone listening, this could be that point you have before going for any interview, before applying for any job. It's important you understand some of this, and this is why at the beginning I said before anyone can do anything, you must listen to such a conversation first. It's important you interact with experts, people that are living it. Graduating from that enthusiasm that you have as far as your academic career is concerned, there might be some challenges. The system might have some challenges. At an individual level, you might be deprived of some opportunities. But then when you do the right thing and you develop yourself, you concentrate more on what you can do and then forget the externalities. It's important you'll have better opportunities of getting your dream job someday. That is important.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
we will, before we end our discussions here, we'll take quick remarks from you, and thereafter we can conclude this.
Thank you. Yes, like you said, Mohammed, the session is very important. The world is now looking for young men and young women who can, serve, who are prepared, and young men who are innovative, and the young men who are creative as well, in a sense that they will bring the value added into our company. But there is a tendency of many of the youth, all of the youth graduate, thinking that when they graduate, they must be employed.
It's fixed. There's
You
a fixed
understand?
job waiting
Yes,
for you
yes.
somewhere.
I supposed to go and get, because even if outside the Europe and other countries, you find out that the students are on attachment attending their lectures as well. Even Europe, that's what they are doing. You find them in a restaurant doing something and they go to the lectures as well. You understand? So that helps them, molds them a lot. That prepares them in the job market. Hence, it is very stiff now.
Those are important things to note. Self-development, commitment, making your research, and then understanding what the employers need are some of the things that every recent graduate should be blessed with, or should bless themselves with before applying for jobs.
Right.
But this, like we said, is not a battle that can stop anyone from acquiring that dream job of yours. Prepare yourself, believe in yourself, ask questions, look for mentors or coaches if possible, and that dream job would be there for every graduate. And as a country, as a continent, we are really counting on depending a lot more on the graduates and then young people to steer us to the direction we really want.
Absolutely.
Until we come your way again with more interesting episodes of the Sustainability Track, coming your way from the African Renaissance TV. This is Mohammed Bibaji, and this episode, like the previous ones, have been broadcasting from the Badala Park Hotel here at Kotu. And do look out for more interesting episodes, so programs rather, of the African Renaissance TV. And if you have not subscribed, I'm subscribed into our channels to have more of notifications as far as our programs are concerned.